Well, let's start refining a little bit of that timetable as far as the severe weather threats that we have going on for us here. It could be as early as 5 o'clock, maybe even as late as 10 o'clock, just depending on where you are in the area. Main threat is going to be from some damaging winds. We've got very strong winds, not only down here at the surface, but even 5 to 10,000 feet up into the air. And any storm that does get up that high could start to turn in towards tornadic as a result of those strong winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere for us here. In spite of the cloud cover, nice and warm and humid. Those humidity levels have really shot up with those dew points in the mid to upper 60s. That's kind of one of the thresholds I look at as far as the potential for severe weather, coupled with any little bit of sunshine trying to peek through out there. But in spite of that, those southerly winds have got us on the warm side. Not really a whole lot to track on Storm Track 12 live Doppler for us this afternoon. Not until later this afternoon, as we're watching this band starting to develop down here in eastern Georgia into South Carolina. We'll track that up basically along the Highway 17 corridor, and that is going to be exiting through our area later on this afternoon and this evening. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out with anything coming in from the west that could cut off a little bit of that inflow off of the ocean. It's seen this play out quite often, and if that's the case, that may actually be a good sign for us here in eastern North Carolina. But we don't want to let our guard down just yet. We have to stay cautious out there. But you'll notice a little bit of that sun trying to peek through periodically for us here. Watch on Future Track. You'll kind of see what I'm talking about. We may get a couple pop-up showers or thunderstorms, and we'll have to watch these because, again, if they tap into some of that stronger winds, we could get a quick waterspout or isolated tornado out of that. But that stronger cell coming up out of South Carolina, that looks like it's going to be popping off of our coast here, 8:30, 9:30 tonight. And again, Onslow, Carteret County, out towards Ocracoke, we will have to watch for that potential of some water spouts or maybe even an isolated tornado coming in with that, while the inland areas, at least in this model, is showing may actually kind of die off a little bit. And that may not be totally out of the question, because you see there is an awful lot of dry air coming up out of Georgia and South Carolina. So we're kind of seeing a little bit of a split in this system. Then tomorrow, we've got the upper level system. You can clearly see it spinning back here in western Kentucky and Tennessee. That's going to come in here, and that's going to bring a big difference as far as the temperatures are concerned. So we're warm and humid out ahead of the system with those showers and thunderstorms offshore by tonight. Yeah, here we are right around sunrise tomorrow morning. Look, we may actually see our highs for tomorrow's date occur at midnight. And then that secondary front slides through here with the upper level low. Temperatures actually drop. We are going to be colder at lunchtime tomorrow than we are at midnight tonight, as those blustery northwesterly winds kick in for us here, eventually becoming northeasterly, and that is going to continue to be an issue for us here as we head through the weekend. It's going to cause some higher than normal water levels in the southern part of the Pamlico Sound. Then as we go through the weekend and the next week, we may have a low pressure system sitting off of the South Carolina coast to deal with too.